Hey, good morning, my crypto trading brothers and sisters. Let's do this week's hotness. It's a day late, but hopefully we're not a dollar short on these entries. I apologize again. I was a little bit busy yesterday. So the standard pattern for me to release videos is on Monday morning. I like to do my weekly update for Bitcoin, just a more detailed perspective on the big dog and what we think Bitcoin is going to do next, because that is our lead dog, and what Bitcoin does, everything else does. So I like to take a look at that, as well as the broader markets, the dollar, the VIX, etc., etc. That video I released yesterday evening. Let's get started with our this week's hotness. I have 18 coins on the list right now. Maybe some of these will get removed. I haven't gone through this list yet since I've added a few since the last video, but I haven't really even looked at this list. So let's take a look at what is happening on our list here. All right, so we always start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has bounced twice off of our multi-year support. Actually, this is the 18th time in the last 4 months, really. So I don't like being down here. I've mentioned before, I don't want to be testing this line any longer. But I do have a good feeling that we're seeing the accumulation period take place within this whole flag here. Now I have this labeled as a bear flag. That's this little thing, which I can actually remove now. Why don't I do that to get away from any confusion? All right, that bear flag has seemed to have played out. Could have further to go, but it would have to break our multi-year support line. The bear flag that I refer to is this whole area in red here, which may in fact, still not proven true or untrue, be a flag to this larger head and shoulders pattern, which I had boldly proclaimed I was not adhering to several months ago, and very much could still be wrong about going against the 85% probability that head and shoulders patterns play out. But I don't know that I will be, because I love seeing all of this, guys. This is what's telling me the shakeout is occurring and may have already occurred. All this up and down stuff right here, the weak hands do not like that. I mean, many, and I can even see it in the comment section. A larger sell is coming. People are in panic mode, and fear index has been high for a long time. VIX has been spiking on the broader markets. So there's only so much fear human psychology can take before it just has to take a rest from that too. And so the fear campaigns, which are manufactured by the market movers, the market makers, and also on a geopolitical spectrum, the media, which is actually the government recently, they can only go so far with it before human psychology needs to take a break. So I believe that this week will be a little bit of a reprieve here from the last 2 weeks of down, and we'll go back up again. Now, again, we could still go sideways. Again, I'm sorry to be long-winded here, but this is all relevant before we break to the upside. But that's what I'm seeing here for the lead dog, which means that if Bitcoin goes sideways, even, that gives our crypto a little bit of our altcoins a little bit of space to catch up, right? All right, so jumping to our coins here. First one I have on the list is LCX. Get rid of that. Hang on a second. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, guys. Sorry, can't drink cold coffee. Now LCX has broken to the top side of see this. This is actually like a bull flag here. The 50-day forms the bottom of this, and this descending trend line that I have drawn out here forms the top. So you have a nice little bull flag there. You guys see that? And we're broken to the top of the 50-day and the 100-day. All right, and we have come back down, touched the top of that support, which is beautiful from a technical perspective. I've measured it. The target up is 18 cents, 18.3 cents if you want to be exact. And I believe we're still headed there, guys. Nothing has changed with this one. I know this one has been on the list for a little while, maybe a couple weeks, but I'm leaving it. This is still a good patent and beautiful setup from a technical perspective. Some of you have wondered why I have not taken Cult off the list. Well, Cult is still following beautiful technical patterns, guys. I know it's drawn back a lot, but it's moved up a lot too. This is still very bullish. We are in a descending wedge right now. The hesitation I have is we are under some support or resistance here. Previous support, now resistance. So we have to break to the upside of that again, as well as get out of this descending wedge. But probability suggests when you see a descending wedge like this is on our daily, that we are going up. If you want a good entry area and you're still not in this, I would zoom into the 4 hour. And on the 4 hour, you can see we're above that support level. That's a good sign. Confirmation number one. Confirmation number two, you would want us to pop out above the top of this descending wedge. And if you really want to play it safe, just wait for us to do what we like to do, which is to come back down and touch that previous resistance. Here is the third confirmation and a safe area to enter before we rocket ship to the moon. Okay, hang on. Where's my undo? Everything on this chart is moving around. All right, SNX is our next one. I'm going to zoom out here to the daily because that is the time frame that I like to utilize most. I will zoom out occasionally to the weekend, guys, or I mean the weekly chart. That gives us a broader overview of where our crypto market might go. And so that I like to zoom out occasionally. I don't do that often. I usually stick with the daily, and then I zoom into the 4 hour to get my confirmation. If I want a quick jump on the entry or the exit points, I'll zoom into my 4 hours. But these are swing trades that I do, and we go for, well, I think my average time on the trade tracker right now is 9 days. That's a little bit under, to be honest. I think a better average is probably about 2 weeks. We'll be averaging about 2 weeks per trade. And some of them you're in and out in a day, and some of them you're in for over a month or a month and a half. SNX here is a nice, beautiful bull flag. We are above the 100-day, above the 50-day, above the 20-day, pressing up against that 200-day moving average. That is our resistance, along with this descending trend line. If you can see confirmation, a pop above that, we will explode. All right, and maybe you don't want to enter just outside of this bullish triangle. Again, same case. Wait for us then to come back down and either touch the 200-day wherever it's coming across, or wait for us to break below that 200-day and touch the top side of this bullish triangle before we proceed further onward and upward. Next one I have is CHZ. And now this one, okay, it's a little tenuous here. We're under the 100-day moving average, and we have dropped under the 50-day. So when I first recommended it, my criteria was simple. We were above the 100-day and the 50-day, and those were the coins I was adding at the time, mostly based upon that criteria and not necessarily on patterns. I also would look at the RSI. So I used those two simple criteria in conjunction with each other. Now we have broken to the underside of the 50-day and underside of the 100-day, but we have broken to the top side of this descending wedge. So it's a little tricky here, guys. I wouldn't add this if I was looking at it today. Let me say it that way. But I don't know that I'm going to take it off the list either today, because it has broken to the top side of this descending wedge, which is very bullish. So even though we're under that 100-day and 50-day, I still think this thing's going to move. Again, keep those cautions in mind. It's not something I would add if I was looking at it today. It's not perfect setup. but it's also not enough for me to take it off the list today. We're at 10 minutes already, and I haven't even scratched the surface here. I got to keep moving. Scale, simple. We're above the 50-day and above the 100-day. Now we're pressing down on that 50-day, could break below it. Watch that carefully. If we break below the 50-day, it's not necessarily the best entry until you get down to the 100. And if you can find that we're using the 100-day as support, you might want to enter. But again, this one, if we closed out today below that 50-day, I would take this one off the list. I can't right now because we have on the daily, we're still fighting with that 50-day. So I don't know whether we're going to break below that or not. AAVE, above the 50, above the 100. Simple, all right? So you got some resistance at 188. You're going to definitely run into that. And then above that, the 200-day. Those would be targets that I would take some profits. EOS, all right, larger descending wedge, very longer term, all right, and so that's why I put this one on the list. This one is not going to happen immediately like some of these. In addition, you've formed a bull flag here. Also looks like a kind of a M pattern, but we are above the 100-day at least, yes, and just below the 50-day, and we're looking to break to the top side of this descending wedge. Our longer term target is way up here at $5.40. Comp, all right, added to Robinhood a couple weeks ago, above the 50, above the 100. That one's simple. My exit probably, if I was in this, would be this black descending line of resistance, which looks like it's going to have some help from this 200-day, which is coming down pretty rapidly. All right, so maybe by the time we get to that black descending line, the 200-day will already be there for assistance, and then you would have a huge area of confluence. You would definitely, or I would definitely want to exit at that point. All right, give me another sip of coffee here. I've got some time. Next one is Fox. All right, see the bull flag? I don't think I need to draw these out on every single one, guys. That one's easy to see. We got a bull flag, and we're on top of the 50 and 100-day, using that as support. Additionally, the lines are about to intersect the moving averages, giving us a beautiful area of confluence. So that one is definitely a beautiful setup here. wluna. All right. Again, this one moves fast, guys. When I first, way back here was my first entry target. Took off on us. I mean, just took off. I said, okay, we have to wait for it to come back down. Wait for it to settle down. And then I drew this target entry area again. Another target number 2 entry area. We touched that and then quickly took off again. Again, these trades happened so fast that I just didn't have the capital set aside in my trading portfolio to get in. So I said, I just kept this box here, and we went all the way up here to, $118, $120, hit the underside of this ascending trend line. That was resistance, and it moved us all the way down. Then we started to form a bullish flag in my target area again. I was like, man, I need some cash. I was just about to enter. Remember the last video I did on this? I said, I got distracted and I just didn't enter. My fault. And look at this huge candle. This is what happens. You've got to enter these trades when you've got to be disciplined and enter the trades when you say you're going to enter the trades, or you miss it. So now I think it's too hot to come all the way back down and test previous resistance, which was, I said, anywhere from $78 to $84. I don't think it's going to enter this box anymore. I drew a new box. We entered that quickly, and I mean, it was in and out of that, and now we're up here. But this coin is hot, and still it has room to move, guys. So it's definitely staying on my list. wluna is always one to keep an eye on. If you can get a good price down in this target area, I don't know that it's going to come back down there, but that would be the area I would enter. Ape. All right, I had the target on this. Looks like we reached it. Let me delete this. Yeah, we reached our target. Come on. Where's my, I want to delete this blue. Okay, so my final target was like 1985. These wicks here, 1959, 1965. All right, so I was 20 cents short, or we were 20 cents short. Still could hit it because this is a bull flag. But at this point, I would probably be out on this particular trade. Reached our target. That one gets removed. I'm going to remove it because we did reach our target. Still could go higher, guys. I'm not saying it's not going to go higher. I'm just saying this is not prime setup now for big moves like you were looking at down here in this larger bull flag, where we went all the way from $11 up to almost 20. That's almost 200, doubling. All right, so taking this one off the list. BAL. All right, that one's pumped since I added it, and I don't know if I talked about it last, but obviously you're at the 200-day, which is good resistance. Got to take that one off the list. AMP. In a descending wedge, very bullish, and at the bottom of that, so I put this one on the list early. And now, again, you'd want to wait for confirmation, wait for us to break above that. You've got some resistance up here with the 50 and the 100-day. I'd wait for us to actually pop out of this box and do the thing we do, which is kiss mama goodbye, come back down, test previous resistance, now support, and there would be my entry after we have popped out of it. If you want to get a head start on it, that is up to you. It all depends on your risk tolerance, guys. And then you'd zoom in and watch the 4-hour on that one to find a good entry. DNT, bull flag, clear bull flag, above the 50, above the 100. That one looks similar to, which was the other one we were looking at? Fox, I think. Yeah, very similar. And so definitely a good position there. That's clear bull flag. ACH. Why did I put this one on the list? We keep sliding down that descending wedge. Okay, I see something here I did not draw in. Okay, so we have exited to the top side of this. See this larger bull flag? Very large bull flag. This is a longer term swing trade. We have exited to the top side. We are sliding down the top side of that now support, previous resistance. Looks like we are coming all the way back down to this support at 2.7 cents. Once you hit that, look for us to take off, guys. And then you can go all the way. You have good points to unload. 50-day, 100-day, 200-day above us, even the 20-day is above us. All of those would be areas you would take a profit. ASM sitting on very good support. I don't know why I added this one. It's not a perfect setup. I guess it's because that 50-day and the 100-day still give us a pretty good pump in price. And, with everything depressed, yeah, so you still have 18% above us till you hit that 50-day. And the 50-day is moving upwards. That's a good sign. So this is a little more risky entry because it's not like there's a ton of indicators showing me, oh, RSI way down here. How did I miss that? All right, RSI near oversold territory. So that gives you an extra clue that we are going to move up soon and at least hit that 50-day. That's a full 18%. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Profit is profit, and 18% is good profit. Okay, I got 45 seconds. Coval, kind of the same thing, way in oversold territory on the RSI, and you have the 50-day up above us, a good 18-20%. IOTX, similar as the last two. All right, maybe not the best setups for those last three, but good signs and indication, mainly by the RSI, that we are going to go up and hit that 50-day soon. All right, as always, all the standard warnings apply. I'm not going to read this all because I don't have time. But guys, never risk more than you can lose. Look and wait carefully. Be patient for your entries. All right, best of luck and peace, y'all.